The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
Hey everybody, we're live.
Hello.
Welcome back to Rime of the Frostmaiden, where everything's fine and the group hasn't been in combat for the same combat. Um, we haven't played in about a month or so, so I'll do a quick rundown of what's been going on. The group has journeyed south of Icewind Dale to try to get rid of the Drugar that have been invading 10 towns and causing a ruckus. They heard about how they built some kind of mechanical dragon, how that's an issue. And after days of travel, they get to the Spires Mountain, or the spine of the world. Um, Fun fact: the Spire is actually a specific spot in Toril, but not where you. Anyway, so they're in this mountain range, and they find the fortress. And as they get to the fortress, sacrificing a few noble kobolds along the way, they see the mecha dragon, and it's made of that ice crystal stuff that they found called Cherdalin. And it flies off to the north towards Centaur. The group had a tough decision. Do they try to help 10 towns and go after the dragon? Or do they try to do what they originally came here south for and try to get rid of the Drugar? They decided that they were going to try to do both. As Periwinkle contacted her dad, Patience, retired 20th level adventurer, and he got his bard friend, who's also level 20, to teleport him there, and the party was able to convince them to go after the dragon while the party goes after the Drugar. The Patience and Roth, the bard, go off after the dragon, going north, and the group goes into the fortress. Uh, Surprise, surprise, there were a lot of Drugar, a lot of fighting. Then they run into an older Drugar lady that did not want to fight. In fact, she seemed pretty neutral about everything, and openly told them what information she knew, um, and that Sunblight, the dwarven clan leader here, that owns this fortress and is trying to take over 10 towns, was hoping to make her his seventh wife. And she's not really interested in that, and it was definitely more with Drugar, it's more of like a political thing. He was hoping to add her house to his influence and vice. And apparently, her Drugar house is known for making Underdark mushroom ale, because of course. And after the group got done with that encounter, uh, they went downstairs to the forge. They thought that's where the leader was at. You know, be at the tip of the spear, get him right in the throat before things get bad. Well, they get down there. He's not there right away, and the forge had a bunch of sentry towers. There were a lot of Drugar around, and things got really bad. A lot of infighting has ensued. We are in like the third session of this combat, and group's not looking so hot. I believe Periwinkle was down, but the cleric, Dr. River, just got her back up.
I think he was down twice. I think this is her second time being picked back up.
Oh
from,
yeah, but
because
she just got back up, as in last round.
Fair.
Andrew showed up to help. He cast a really high level illusionary spell that didn't require verbal or material components. And that helped a bit. But even that wavered as he got shot by a few Drugar in the towers and lost concentration on his spell. But he's still there in the fight with you all. Group decided, or at least two people, I think Elena and Liliana, I think were the first two that decided to move on ahead, and they opened up these double doors in the northwest part of the room. And As they do, they see on the other side a big, hulkish insect-like creature, crazy eyes and antenna, and 4 Drugar. And the bug creature buried itself into the ground, and I believe Elena has one of the Drugar pinned behind a door. One of the doors that they have open.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we left off. So, after that recap, we're just going to keep the same initiative, if that's okay with everybody. So we've been keeping the same initiative anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I will refresh things for people. So, Liliana, you are first. And let me describe the room you're in. Because you just walked into a completely different area. You're not in the forge anymore. You can see that this is a cavern. It is unlit and has a jagged 30-foot high ceiling. And to the north, so from your character's view at about the 2 o'clock position, you can see that seems to be a 10-foot wide tunnel. It seems to lead further into some caverns somewhere. You can see it's X16 on the map. It's pinned in Discord. You can see a bunch of other smaller pathways further on the opposite wall. And immediately to your left, you can see 2 arrow slits and another set of double doors. But right now, you are more worried about the gray dwarfs that are right. Probably.
I think actually she's more worried about the Umber Hulk they just released because,
I'm trying to remember who, but I know somebody made the check.
I know I did, and I think also both me and Elena both made the checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
that was
both
us.
know that it's an Umber Hulk. Just a refresher more for the audience. And that they have a gaze they can do with their eyes, and anyone who looks at them can become confused for a while, and it can be very detrimental. And I think Elena,
we've already had to make a save for it.
Shielded her eyes, but Liliana didn't.
I had to make a save about it. Yep. And I did pass it.
Yep. But anyway,
Thankfully.
it's currently not in view. It tunneled into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But it is moving towards you. Got like the Bugs Bunny like burrow like towards you.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what square it's in, but I'll say it has total cover.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I guess for my guess all I can really do right now is actually I do have a question. The gray dwarves are still like in their room, right?
Yeah, there are 2 of them that went to ogre size as you open the door.
All right. Well, since I can't attack the damn Umber Hulk because it hid, I'll just charge at one of them.
All right.
And I'll do my first attack with my rapier with a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 to hit for the first attack.
17 does hit.
Hey. So that is 1d8 plus 3d6, I think, because I cannot. God, it's been forever. There's my 6. I guess 3d6s.
Oh, one of them is injured already. I assume you're charging.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go for the injured one.
Yeah.
God, that is. I say God, that's an awful roll, and then I really got an 8 on 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points of damage.
Only 16 points.
Only 16 points.
Yeah, not that good. Sure.
Nah, terrible damage.
All right. That was a pretty good strike.
All right.
And it's
How's
not,
he looking?
not looking so good.
All right. Well, you know what?
We'll say you stabbed
In
him
for a
in the
penny, in for a
side,
pound.
and there's a lot of bleeding.
I'll follow it up with a follow-up attack with my second rapier, and that'll be a 17 on the die. So I'm assuming that's going to hit,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll do 7 more damage to them.
All right, they are dead.
Sweet.
And is that your turn?
That is my turn. That is all my movement, I assume, plus my 2 attacks.
Okay. Valgg, you are next. I believe you had just gotten to the door, or no, you had picked up Perry, and you were holding her, and she's now conscious while you're holding her. If I remember.
Yeah, sounds.
You're next to
Yeah, because I
Dr. River.
carried. Yeah, I moved. Yeah, I moved very close to the river.
Mm-hmm. And River had, in the previous session, did a very creative idea with create water on the forge and gave you guys cover. But the cover is now gone.
Okay. I'll run inside then. Well, inside.
Okay.
On X23 or 16 or whatever.
X23 is the door specifically.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why
16. Okay.
why they labeled it, but they did. You see Liliana was fighting a Drugar. There's another one that's completely uninjured that you can see. It's as tall as you.
Oh. I don't know exactly where I'm at or where they are, so I don't know if I can reach any or.
You, with your movement, I'll say you could charge them if you wanted.
Okay, I'll charge the tall one then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the only one I see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You do see, like, the ground is shifting, and it was moving one direction, and it seems like it's starting to turn around.
I've seen this movie, and I like it. Okay,
Do you
I'll
hide in a
try
tire?
Yeah. That's an awful idea. Yeah, I'll hoof the Durgar.
Okay.
I assuming 11 misses.
With an 11, they easily block your hooves, and
Okay.
we lose somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Vex.
Vex.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Right.
While that's going on, your hoof attack didn't go through, but you still have more attack.
Yeah, I have my normal attack, so let's do that. The sword. 25. I assume hits.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I have no middle ground. Okay, so the damage. 10. Slashing, yeah.
Okay.
Magical slashing. I don't know if it's important or not.
Is that the sword that was coated with the?
Oh yeah, it's
the
yeah,
grell
it's the
poison.
Okay.
Con
yeah,
save.
it's
Then
coated.
I need to do a con save, but because they're a dwarf, they have advantage. Because it's poison. They make it with the first roll. It was a DC 11. It's not a strong poison.
Okay, second
Since
attack is an 18. Sorry.
Yeah, that hits.
Then they have to make the con save again,
I
or not?
think poison's only for one attack.
Oh,
I mean, I coated it in venom. It wouldn't stay on there for a little bit.
I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure that it only lasts for a single. Oh, someone's knocking. Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Like I said, my PC's a piece of shit.
Trying to make a pizza jokes.
Piece of sheet. Never mind.
Yeah,
I failed
see,
to.
it's like, eh.
There's a language out there that could probably do it better. English
Yeah.
sucks.
I was trying to do a pizza joke, but it just I couldn't slice it.
Oh man.
What are you talking about? It's a piece of shit.
You are now banned from talking.
Oh, you haven't heard Kevin be Italian.
I have. I just hate that I
As I
heard
say,
Matt do it.
absolutely, Sage has heard Kev's Italian accent.
Anyway, yeah, it looks like it's you apply it to a weapon, and then creature that takes piercing or slashing damage from the object put by the weapon is poisoned by its. Yeah, it's a one-time use.
Okay. Well, 11 damage from the second attack.
Okay. This one's looking pretty bad, regardless. So, I mean, that works out.
Okay, and that's it.
Okay. Then after you, we go to Prism.
Oh dear.
And I'm trying to remember exactly where Prism was at. I just know they're in the back room somewhere, and you were behind everyone.
If I'm not mistaken, I was to the left of 25 against the wall, effectively going away from the double doors Valgg was charging into. Sorry, Valgg.
Okay, so you were still all the way back at
I was to the left of the platform of next to X25.
mm-hmm. You're the assembly platform. Like they're like a bunch of cranes and stuff. They look like they can put metal parts together.
Oh great, we're in Star Wars now.
I mean, the Drugar Forge. We're not far off.
So my first big question is, can I see anything from here? Can I see through the cracks, through the arrow slits?
Now I recall, you were having a big problem because the cover worked both ways, and you couldn't really see anything. But now you can definitely see, way over on the far end of 24, those two towers near X32, like a square west between the two is where the floating arm hand is, and those towers are busy shooting at Andrew there. The most top left tower is cleared, if I recall. Actually, no. There's two guys left. The next tower on the right up there has one guy in it who doesn't look so good. And it looks like everybody's moving into the double doors area.
Can I see any enemies through the double doors to X23?
I'm double checking to see. Yeah, each square is 10. Okay. It's been a while, folks. Apologize. Yes, but they are 120 feet away.
1 second.
You haven't moved yet, so if you move, it could be 90 feet. However, there's still people in those two northernmost towers.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. Okay, can I see Valgg at all?
You saw Valgg charging in. I can say you can cast a spell on them when they're going in.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's say hi to another large Valgg with enlarge.
Who's taller now? Dwarf.
The Dwarven's like, we're both the same size category.
But I am technically larger, which is the best kind of large.
Now the bigger question.
I have broader shoulders than you, grr.
That's
my beard's better.
Well, I have more limbs.
Let's stop before this gets any worse.
Yeah.
So that actually begs the question.
Mhm.
Do I move forward and try to get cover from the other two towers to try and support my allies, or do I stay in cover and out of range of everything?
Keep in mind the closest tower, and that's involving you not running through the lava river at the forge, is about 80 feet away.
And do we know their range?
Pretty good considering all 4 towers could attack you guys.
Right. So I'm SOL if I move out of cover.
Yeah, but you also the bottom right tower does have a range to fire at you. They don't look like they're going to, but you have no cover against them. And that one's
the
actually
moment?
closer. It's 60 feet away. But that'd be
Wait.
moving away from everybody.
That can't be right. I was to the left of that. I was south of the walls where everybody was going
I was thinking
into.
you were to the right. Okay, let me double check your range then.
Yeah, no, I was left-hand side. I was
Okay,
just
so-
south of X23.
You're 60 feet away from the closest tower. And that's the top left one.
And that means I am within firing range.
Yes.
Shit. Okay. In that case, is there any space underneath the platform at X25? Or is it effectively bolted to the floor?
It looks like it was built from the stone. They carved it out of the mountain. So there's
That's
no
what I
way
was
to get
afraid of.
underneath it.
Okay. Then the only thing I can do is try to run towards the door and try and get cover.
Okay, do
Or
you
at
hug
least stay
the,
close to Valgg.
do you hug the leftmost wall?
Yes, I have to. I don't have much of a choice there.
Okay. As you do, you notice at the end of your move that there are arrow slits and there's bloody marks that look like tiefling blood. aka looks like normal blood, and it goes straight to where Periwinkle's at, who was being held by Valgg. And you look over, and you can see in the arrow slit area a Drugar pointing a crossbow right at you. You wouldn't have known in character because you couldn't have seen it happening.
Yeah, so I'm going to use my bonus action to hide.
Okay.
Just going to duck below the arrow slit.
Roll stealth.
Yep. Roll in, roll in, roll in. What's my stealth?
Bodies rolling.
Indeed. 21 for stealth.
Ooh, okay.
And that is everything.
You think you moved quick enough that they didn't quite notice you.
He was looking away from his crossbow that's pointed through the slit as I went, oh shit, and
Like,
duck.
They definitely noticed something. You know they saw something move, but they didn't see you. That makes sense.
It was a trick of the light playing off of my prism hair.
Kind of like, you know, in horror movies where like they'll have like the creature like move through a doorway and the person was facing away, but they turn around and they're like, could have sworn something moved over there, but they don't know where it's at. Essentially, kind of the same level of stealth.
You're calling me a horror creature?
No, it's just that's the best. They have the best examples for doing effective stealth.
I mean, you can call me that. Just at least call me a cryptid. Give me some type of honor with it. Anyway, that's my turn.
Okay. After Prism, we go to Periwinkle. I'm going to say you're prone. And Valgg left you where you were and charged in. If Perry's internet will let her play.
Well, I'm being my
Like I said.
Wow.
That was incredible. You're like, hit it.
Domo arigato.
I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
the universal
exactly
translator is working.
Jeez.
You're,
Hold on, let me get the
You're definitely staggering
here?
there, Perry. Oh,
try Morse code.
I think you're back.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. I already yelled at my brother and asked him to turn off his download. So it's not that unless he lied to me.
I don't know if you
ish.
heard me, but I said you were prone, and I'm going to say you're right before
I heard
X23.
I heard everything that you guys were saying. I also heard that I apparently like went around and like sputtered or something. Yeah, so he left me there. First things first, I would like to know, do I still have the +2 to my armor class?
From raging? No.
No, from the
Yeah, I
the
mean, because I
shield that Valgg
gave
gave
you
me.
my shield, so yeah, you have my
If
shield
you
still.
wield it, yes. Just keep in mind you can't
Oh.
two-hand weapon.
Yeah, that's
Not that big of a deal, but so like if you were using a war axe, hypothetically, you wouldn't be able to do D10 damage, it would be D8.
I'm using a great axe, which calls for
it's
two-handed.
then you wouldn't be able to use the shield and the great axe. If it was Dark Souls, you could, but in this we can't, unfortunately. Do you have any
Hashtag
I have
bring
a
back
rope.
monkey grip.
I miss monkey.
I
grip.
have I
I
have
miss
a
it, but I also
rope.
don't because it's so bullshit.
You have a rope.
I have a rope. Can I spend my action to tie the shield around my body? And would that count as armor?
In 5th edition mechanics, unfortunately, no. But-
Well, would it count as
bring
a
back-
shield? No, well, I'm asking
as a
because
DM,
I am.
You got to spend your
No.
full turn doing it.
I'm-
It's going to be a high
I'm-
check.
Okay, I'm asking because I'm a barbarian, and if I have armor, then it counts against me. So I'm asking if
It
is
would
it
count
still
as
counted
armor.
as a shield? It would count as armor.
Yeah, because you essentially are forcing yourself to wear it as protection. I would say it's armor.
Mm.
I would Captain America that shit.
I only have one weapon. That's not a javelin.
You don't have javelins?
I have one javelin.
Roll
You can
me,
poke with it.
Roll me, Harry, 3d20. And tell me what you
3d
roll.
20s.
What was the first result?
2,
Okay.
17,
Okay.
14.
All right. First javelin that hit you, that's still embedded in your shoulder, is not usable. The 2 crossbow bolts that are in you could be used as dagger. Do D4 pierce.
Hang on a second.
Keep in mind they weren't meant to be used in melee, so they might break after.
I know. Okay, I lied. I have 8 javelins. So
You can also just stab
I'm
with them.
going-
You don't need to throw javelins.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
okay. That also means I'm gonna get into melee, and I only have 12 hit points. So
You want to just switch to great axe away, shield and javelin, and you're just gonna throw.
I think staying stationary and doing that would be the best thing that I could do.
Okay.
Hey, Callie, do you
I
want me to
think
help you
you're-
with something mechanically? If you
I
stay,
don't want to get into melee with anything.
if you stay
Yes,
prone,
Vex, please.
if you stay prone, the ranged attacks have disadvantage against you. Fun fact.
However, your ranged attacks also are.
Yes, but I believe you could stand up and then go prone in the same turn. Because I believe going prone is a movement, not a.
Yeah, actually,
Action.
since you're not gonna move, you spend half your movement to get up. You want to throw a javelin and then spend the rest of your movement going back down.
Oh yeah, I do.
I like that. That's very creative. I like it.
Scotty, what I've got her doing effectively is Call of Duty
So
drop
funny,
shotting
dude.
these
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, but it's smart. I mean, you guys.
Okay.
I'm letting you guys try to meta this because you guys are in a shit situation. So
This
So,
is
like,
the
Alright.
army manual of how to take a machine gunnist. I'm up, they see me, I'm down.
Like not for now, but like as a question, like if she like, for example, like try to like stick the shield on the ground and then duck behind it, would it count as cover instead of like armor?
if it was a big enough shield, but this one isn't.
She wouldn't technically want that anyways because she already has cover. basic
Yeah.
like half cover, which is just disadvantage, not bonuses. And you can't
All
double
right.
disadvantage.
And it would be an action. Yeah, I definitely would say it's an action.
Oh, yeah, no,
to
no, I
put
know,
the
I know.
shield in. Regardless,
Alright.
Harry gets up, eats javelin.
I thought, okay, I have 2 attacks per action, so I can throw 2 javelins. Is that correct? I normally don't
Yes.
do ranged weapons.
What
Okay.
is the range on your javelin? This is actually the first time I've seen anyone use javelins with it.
It is
I know people
super
use them,
uncommon.
but like the big side tangent. In 3.5, my friend Biff Whalen, his cousin would play Cleric in there. He was a min-maxer. Clerics were OP in 3rd edition. And at early levels, since spells were very limited in 3rd edition, like you didn't have infinite cantrips then, he would get a shit ton of javelin. So he would cast spells on himself to boost the javelin. And he would just eat those, and he could do more damage than a fighter could with the javelin. And I think his main thing is he was always trying to buy multiple javelins of lightning.
Scotty, I don't know if you remember this, but Hera absolutely breaking Magic Stone in Retroverse.
Yeah, that was
Were you
fun.
there for that game?
I think so.
Where she got a slingshot and threw 6 stones in one action.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Anyway, Harry, what's the range on the javelin?
30 feet / 120 feet.
Okay. So the first increment, you throw it normal. And then everything between 31 feet and 120 is a disadvantage.
All right. So how far are they?
The one that is fighting, that Valgg is fighting, is just in that 30. I'll say, since you did not.
Okay.
But there's also guys in the towers up above. That top left tower.
Mm-hmm.
And they are looking at you.
How far are they?
They're closer.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to throw at the ones that are looking at me, because I think Valgg has the other guy probably like distracted enough. So if they're looking at me, that means that they're gonna throw something at me. So I say, I'm going against everything my mother believes in, and then it is +6. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and then the second attack is a 12.
Okay, well, you hit with the first one.
Actually, no, it's not. It is a 14. Does that hit?
14 still does not hit.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to do math correctly. Thank you. Perry.
So this will be your strength modifier. This is the throwing weapon.
Yeah. I have it on my actions sheet on D&D Beyond. So it is 5 damage.
5 piercing. Okay.
5 piercing damage, and then I go prone.
Gotcha. All right. And that's your turn?
Yeah.
Because you still have the bonus action. But
yeah, but
I don't think you can rage anymore. I think you already raged twice.
I raged 3 times today.
Oh, yeah. You guys took a short rest, so you reset it. So
no, I have 3 rages, and I used them all.
They don't reset every rest. It's a long rest.
Well, I used them all because I died twice. I got knocked down twice, and then I got back up and I raged. And then
that's fair.
I used yeah, and I had to punch myself at one point, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Anyway, I go prone. I go prone.
Yeah, you did the Kylo Ren, where he punches his own wound. Okay, after Perry, is their turn. So since we're focused on that tower already, I'm gonna have those 2 throw their javelins at Perry, but they'll have disadvantage. Ooh, okay, 14.
No, if I got that shield like laying on top of me, no.
You technically would be wielding the shield now because you have a one-handed weapon. Because I think that's
Okay.
what we were saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just went prone, so I'm just like
Okay,
scared.
that shield saves you from what would have been a hit otherwise. Then another job.
Well, okay. What is it? I'm scared.
7.
No.
Would have been 17,
Survive.
by the way. The other one would have been over 20 to hit it. It wasn't
Oh,
disadvantaged.
okay.
So this is literally saving you. Then
Thank you, Vex, for saving my life.
Then the dogs start barking.
I got you, Callie. I told you I'm here to support you.
I forgot how much of a clusterfuck it was. The next tower to the right of that one, there was still one guy alive. He was very hurt. And he's going to start heading down from the tower. And I think he'll throw his last javelin at you, Perry, because you are the closest, but still disadvantaged. And he pulls out his war pick after throwing. Oh, that was botched. Okay. With a 9 to hit, he misses with it. But he's about 40 feet away from you. Actually 45, I forgot before. And if he gets into melee while you're prone, he has advantage.
Okay.
Meanwhile, a certain goblin is ducking behind a wall, and that Drugar says in the Dwarven equivalent of, "Huh? What was that noise?" They roll perception. Can't seem to find what the heck that noise came from. Then, in the big cavern room, Elena, the dwarf that you got pinned behind the door, is going to try to get.
All right.
So I need opposing. You're going to be athletics, and he could either do athletics or acrobatics, but considering he's a Drugar, he's going to use athletics.
All right.
Uh,
How's a 17 do it?
We'll see. A 17 will work, as he only gets a 10.
He just tries and I just brace, just go, no, you're staying back there. You're in the corner. It's timeout. I'm saying that in Dwarvish, actually. Timeout corner.
You hear him say pretty much the equivalent of, "God damn it, stupid elf." Then I think I'll have the bloodied Drugar attack Valgg. Nat 1. All right, let's see. Well, Zenith,
And for the shirt.
for everything else
Good.
available in the DM's Guild. Valgg, since he's crit failing on you, I'm gonna have you roll the D100.
Okay.
Actually, she. Well, what? This Drugar will be a she.
Okay. That's a 78.
Ooh, that's a high number. She swings her large-sized war pick at you, because everything large is with.
Yeah.
But you side trot out of the way, and I'll say you like body shove them with your horse end, and it causes them to lose their balance because they were in mid-swing, and they move back 15 feet, fall prone, and they drop their weapon where they initially attacked you. So
You mean this weapon, Joink?
It's a large size war pick. For you, normal size war pick, because you're large size.
Eh,
But that'll be that. It hadn't moved on this turn yet, so it spends half its movement get out of prone,
Hmm.
and it pulls out its only other weapon, a javelin, and it can't attack you because it already attacked,
yeah.
and that's its turn. Then, Liliana and Elena, both of you roll me a d6.
I got a 3.
I also got a 3.
Roll again. No
Oh
dice
no,
allowed.
am I gonna be back in fucking purgatory again? I got a 2.
I got a 1.
Okay, good.
This is me rolling to see who goes first in Warhammer 40k. I swear, one
No.
time I think we had like 4 ties in a row. Ridiculous.
Scotty, do you not remember me? Hey, Vex, roll anything different on a D10. Me rolls 30 things on the D10.
Yeah. Yeah. Elena, as you're holding the door, the burrowing goes right to you, and
Oh no.
popping out is this creature. This Umber Hulk. And it attacks you.
Okay. This is fine.
So it gets 2 claw attacks and a mandible.
All right.
But now it's completely visible, not in cover.
Okay.
You clearly see that it's coming towards you. Would you avert your eyes to avoid gaze?
Obviously, yeah. Obviously, just like, oh, this is gonna suck. Just close the eyes and just wait.
You know, if you do that, you'd be considered blinded, and
Right.
they have advantage on it.
Fair enough. I'm just actually.
So,
I'll-
are you
if
willing
I just
to do that, or do you want to make the gaze saving throw?
what's the saving throw again? Is it wisdom or is it what?
It was charisma.
I'll chance it, I guess.
Okay, charisma saving throw.
15.
You feel this weird disorientation, but you just barely keep yourself focused. And,
Shakes my head.
And he cries a ferocious cry, as you can hear in the background.
Yes.
Destroyer of worlds.
Mhm.
Anyway, 2 claw
Baby
attacks.
boy.
All right.
17.
That is my AC.
Okay. And a natural 1, and then roll me d100, because this he might not be able to do his third.
All right. So that is 62.
What a private. Not you, then him. How is this? It's like identical to what the Drugar got, except they don't drop their weapon.
Mhm.
So it overshoots its attack, and I'll say it bonked its head comedically on the door behind you. It's so big. And it like stumbles back 15 feet and falls prone.
Nice.
And it spends the last bit of movement it has to get up, and you can't hit you with anything else. However,
Okay.
you do take damage from the first attack, which
Right.
9.
Right. Round that down with uncanny dodge to what now? Half
Uh,
9. So it's just 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's rounded
It's
down.
a round down system, not round.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, right. Liliana,
Yes.
suddenly appearing before you is a Drugar who was invisible, and they swung
Not
at
need
you.
to fuck.
And they got a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely is gonna hit.
Okay, they are not enlarged, so that's good.
That is really good. Yeah.
But you do take 7 piercing damage.
All right. I'm gonna uncanny dodge that, so I'll take 3 damage.
Understand.
Da-da-da-da.
Chief. Anyway. What else? Right. Meanwhile, back in the forge area, a bunch of Drugar are like, quick! It's lost its concentration on the spell. Destroy the hand. And they continue firing at the floating. What? That Andrew. Okay. Does have mage armor on.
Oh.
He's so good at sounding really sad.
He is expert.
Of course, 2 of the 3 attacks hit. And I think they had enlarged. Yeah, they did. Take another 18.
I'm hurting him.
Okay, finally done with them. So after them, it's Elena's turn.
All right. So I am going to. I have a thing that would be fun to do, but I don't know if it would be possible. So I think I'm just gonna slide blades out on the Umber Hulk.
Okay.
So first psychic dagger.
It looks like I should have made you do the Christmas saving throw at the beginning of your turn, but since we did already,
Oh.
fine.
Okay, yeah, it's a 15. First one.
You stab with the side blade, and its chitinous armor blocks it somehow.
Weird. It's probably just too mad. All right, second one. Offhand. The soft 20.
That one actually gets through.
Okay, and that is 7. Do I get sneak attack on this thing, or is anybody close enough for me to be able to proc sneak attack on it?
No, but do you have anything that allows any other conditions that allow you to do extra sneak attack?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Then it's just normal.
All right, and after that, okay. So which part of the room are we in? Which of these rooms? X what?
You are like the circle that X23 is. You guys are like in those tiles, those 4 tiles.
Okay, and so
you're like at the south of the 2 double doors. The southmost one is the one you were holding closed. So that's where you're at.
okay. So where's Elena at? No, Elena. I'm Elena. Where is Liliana at? Yeah.
She's about 10
Where's-
feet north.
And
Valgg
is there any?
about the same, but a little bit more to the left.
Okay, I am going to. I'm gonna back to back with Elena. Just side blades out, just back to back with her rapiers out, and just go.
So
Well, this seems fun.
You get off the door.
I will let him out of the corner.
You would provoke from the Umber Hulk as well.
I would provoke from the Umber Hulk. Shit.
Unless you do a rogue thing,
I can't.
Which is the bonus action.
I can't do the rogue thing. I had to use my bonus action for that offhand.
Are you willing to risk it?
I'll risk it.
Okay. 21.
That'll actually hit.
12 slap.
Ouch. Looking a little rough here. I'm in the teens now, but I'm back to back with Liliana.
And that's your turn.
That is all I can do.
All right, Dr. River. The very end of initiative. Well, Andrew's after you technically, but you are still in the forge area, I recall. We'll say you're in the square that is down and right of the double doors.
Okay.
So you're about 10, 15 feet away from the double door.
Give me a quick rundown of enemy concentrations.
Enemies in the 2 northern towers. The one closest to you, they were all firing at Perry. They probably should have also tried to go after you, but whatever.
Is small.
The one guy that was left in the other tower came limping down the stairs and heading towards Perry and you. Come on, man! Wow. All right, I'm gonna let him in. He's
I'm trying my
screaming
best.
bloody murder.
How dare you?
Coming in now? Huh?
All right, now let me out.
That's why I leave the door open. The door's open, you goof. You coming in? You don't say. You gonna hop up here? Say hi to everybody? No? Really? Huh. Here you go, folks.
Oh,
Kitty cat for the stream.
Oh wow, Garfield!
Oh, hi, cat.
Oh, hi, Valgg.
Nice kitty. Nice doggy. Wow.
How many baddies are
Room.
through
Anyway.
the double doors?
You currently see 3. 2 Drugar and an Umberhulk.
Okay, so there's 3 enemies in there, and
the Umberhulk would be the closest, about 20 feet away.
The ones that I can see. So there are only 2 bad guys in the next room, or if do I need to move up to see more?
No,
in
you
there?
see 2 Drugar and an Umberhulk. So there are 3 enemies.
Okay.
Valgg's fighting a Drugar, Liliana's fighting a Drugar, and Elena just got out of combat with the Umberhulk. He's not back to back with Leon.
Was the Umberhulk knocked down from his prone, or is Nat 1, or what happened to him then?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he got prone and then he got back up.
Oh, okay.
So Elena, forget that 12 slash. Technically, it wouldn't have broke. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm a good cleric. I'm healing without even trying. Well, since that one's coming off of his high horse,
and
I'm
you're
gonna go
looking
ahead.
that direction, right?
Yeah.
See what's going on? I will need
Yes.
a charisma save.
I haven't. If he's on looking at Eliana, I haven't got close to him to be looking at
You
him.
start a turn within 30 feet of the Umberhulk, and you can see it. You must make the save.
I thought it was just if it was looking at you.
Nope.
Okay. Charisma. What is my charisma? 17.
Okay. There's something weird about its eyes. It seems to cause like a weird discoloration of color in the corner of your peripheral for just a moment, but you shake it off.
Since this is the biggest threat, I'm gonna focus fire on this thing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, we had established, Elena, that you did not get sneak attack damage, but I don't think you stated how much damage you did.
I thought I did. It was 7. It was 7 psychic damage.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, so the Umberhulk is a little bit hurt. Sorry.
I'm gonna hit it with a double Eldridge then.
Okay.
Or try to. First one. 18 plus 2. Dirty 20.
Yep.
That is 9 damage.
All right. There is a solid cracking noise as the bludgeoning of the force damage hits its chin.
And second attack. Ayo! Nat 20.
Hey, roll me that sweet D100.
87.
It's too good of a crit. Your head explodes. I'll describe it, but first roll your damage.
17.
All right. As you hit it, and maybe it's like shoulder, chin plate with the first attack, it instinctually like looks over towards you, and as it does, your second Eldritch Blast shoots over and then curves upwards, and it like does like an equivalent of like an uppercut to the solar plexus on the Umber Hulk. Meta wise, it cannot take an action until the start of your next for its next turn. It doesn't have an action. So that
so I pretty much winded it.
Yeah, so that's actually very good.
I'll take it.
Yeah, on its next turn. So 17. That okay. Anything else in your turn?
Has everyone else already migrated into the next room?
Almost everybody. You look behind you, and Prism's behind you, trying to get as much cover as possible. And Perry is prone in the middle of the room, panicking.
Flailing.
She looks very, very tired. You've never seen her get as worked up as she has the last few minutes. You know, each time she rages, some magical surge happens, and she's done a lot of those in the last few minutes.
How far is she away from me?
About 10 feet.
I want to use my movement to get between her and the people in the towers.
Okay. Harry, I'm going to consider this you getting half cover. So your AC actually goes up by 2.
Is that a short joke?
No, because then it'd be quarter cover.
Inspiration point.
Yay.
And
that's your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. On Andrew's turn, Andrew's got like the javelins hit him and they fall out, but he looks really gross because he's already an undead hand, and they've done a lot to him. I think at this point, he just wants to end it with them. No, he's going to save that. Okay.
Andrew, come here.
Oh yeah, he has damage resistance. He fixed his health. He's still beat up, but not as beat up. Okay. He flips the middle finger at them, and that's all any of you see him do on this turn.
Is the middle finger still attached?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a very, very sturdy hand.
So vicious mockery.
He's got his hand on things.
Doesn't have verbal.
Just somatic.
Sign language.
That's not verbal technically by the
No, but the middle finger is universal.
Mm-hmm.
but
Anyway,
it's still somatic. Middle finger is a somatic component.
Actually, let me. Since you're probably Prism, since you're probably the only one that really sees this, because everyone else is like either in the other room or in the opposite side of the room. I mean, you are too, but you are like facing that direction. Give me a perception check.
Oh, balls. Oh, it's actually one I'm good at. So 18.
Right before Andrew gave them the universal FU sign, he seemed to flicker for just a moment. And then suddenly you notice that he actually doesn't have any of the injuries on him anymore. But he seemed like, the closest I could say is he almost looks like he glitched out for a moment. As he seemed to like be there, and then he just like flickered a bit, and then suddenly he's still there, and then he does it.
The best
Oh.
part about that description is as you were moving your hand, the green screen
Yeah,
fucked up,
yeah, it's like that.
and it
It's-
did the
it's like that.
exact fact. It was nice.
So he's got it handled.
You're not sure what's up, but you know he did something more than just the middle finger.
Interesting. Do I know what he did, or did I just only see the effect?
You just saw the effect.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go back up to the beginning of initiative. Liliana.
Hey, that's me. All right.
We're fighting
Well-
a Drugar, but now you have your friend within 5 feet. Not that you needed it as a swashbuckler, but still.
Yeah. So I guess I'll. I should probably make my saving throw against the Umber Hulk because it's my turn.
You are within 30. So yeah.
Well, fuck. What was this? Charisma again?
Yep.
That is a 10.
All right. Roll me a d8.
Ooh. 4.
Okay. You are. You don't know what happened, but this is your turn.
Mhm.
You know, sometimes when you get like really lightheaded from getting up too fast, and like the
Yep.
colors in your eyes go weird. That's
Oh,
essentially
yeah.
what you felt. Elena, you notice Liliana was like, is obviously in like battle and stuff and ready, and you can roll me like a medicine check. As she just seems
All
to
right.
just like stop moving and responding to any stimuli.
16.
She looks like she had the equivalent of like a mild seizure.
Is there anything I can do to help snap her out of it, or is this just going to take her turn?
It's just her turn,
Okay,
so it's just for about 6 seconds.
right. Okay,
But
she's
you
just
notice
like,
she was
"Fuck."
looking towards the Umber Hulk, or at least it was in her peripheral.
Mhm. She goes, fuck, we have to give her this thing.
So sorry, Liliana, that's your turn.
Yeah, it's all
To
good.
explain what happens is you are currently incapacitated, and your result is you do nothing.
Mhm.
Like you can't use your action or movement or anything.
It's not there. It is.
Because you're incapacitated. The next one up would be Valgg. And Valgg, you're within line of sight of the Umber Hulk. I'll need a charisma save.
Okay.
Unless you willingly avert your eyes beforehand.
No, because I mean I didn't. No, because I probably I will look at the Amber Hulk once it pops up because
The
I
Umber
didn't
Hulk,
know there was an Amber Hulk there.
The Umber Hulk meows angrily at everybody.
Charisma, right?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Charisma saving throw.
Okay.
You know, what fighters are good at.
Yeah, I totally don't have like a -1 on that.
Oh no. Oh no. This is like patience with wisdom saves. This is kind of bad.
12.
12, roll me a d8.
The 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Two.
2. Okay. You do nothing else on your turn.
Nice.
High five. Wait, shit.
Hey, Scotty,
for both.
I thought
you-
it was only.
Hmm?
I thought it was only if you see the Emberholt's eyes.
if you see the Umberhold.
No, it's eyes. It is actually mechanically eyes, but theater of the mind, it's damn near impossible to determine where the eyes are.
Yeah.
And from the way that Scotty worded it, it was
They have their eyes on their side, so
and on the
you
side
just
too.
tilt slightly and you see their eyes.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they had the rules like the Beholder, where it's just like this or something. But they just say if you are within 30 feet and you can see its eyes, aka there's nothing impeding you from seeing it. Unless you purposely avert your eyes, which you can always do, and that's no action. But the consequence of that is you're essentially being blinding. That's why I always ask before I say it. Like, do you avert your eye? All right. So for both Valgg and Liliana, essentially it seemed like what's the stand name? Crimson King stand, where it just seems like time skipped for you guys. You're just like. But for everyone else, it looks like you were getting ready to swing, Valgg, and you just kind of like, and you're just like staring at nothing for a bit, for just a brief moment. Wow. Okay. Then, shit. After you, it's Prism's turn. Prism, you are not within line of sight. You are prone in the other room.
I'm not prone.
Oh.
I'm hiding.
I said Prism, and it is Prism.
Yes.
And my
Yes.
brain went to Periwinkle. Dumbass.
Too many P's. Too many
Still,
P's.
you're not able to see. You're not close enough to the Umberhold to be effective.
I'm perfectly fine by that. Do I happen to see any of the Draugr?
Oh yeah.
Say, like the one behind the door.
No. You do see the ones in the tower though that were shooting at Perry, and maybe not the river next time. And there's that one heading towards Perry with its war pick out.
That one looks pretty messed up. Yeah.
Yes, very messed up.
Hmm.
Like the classic anime, like holding one shoulder, kind of messed up.
Ah, the Vegeta pose.
Oh, yeah, that is
Well,
the Vegeta pose.
Yeah, something is wrong with his left arm because that is always the arm he's holding it. I think 18 really fucked him up
Yeah, I
with
was about
that.
to say he didn't do that before 18. Like destroyed his arm.
So
Get your mind out of the gutter, people. She kicked it and broke it.
Nah, she probably did more than that.
she wrecked his whole world with a single kick
She's still
and then broke his other arm.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna need a wisdom saving throw from him.
Okay. I got to ask, is this for being charmed?
No, this is my death of fucking hell, I messed up my
Oh.
own joke. Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
Damn it.
I didn't.
Always
Death of the Toll.
Okay, it has
up,
advantage on
Vex.
saving throws against poison, spells, illusions, and being charmed or paralyzed. So
So this is
still
not.
has advantage because it's a spell.
It- How would it have an advantage?
Has advantage on saving throws against
Its
spells.
abilities.
Oh,
They,
well,
they
okay.
build up an anti-magic fortitude after centuries and generations of mind flare fuckery. It's the reason
Well,
why they
that
got all their
sucks.
special abilities. And why
It's a
they're
cantrip.
evil. Anyway. 14.
Fails. Holy shit.
Yeah, they're not
So that
they're not that
is-
good at it. They need the
2d12s. Where are my 12s? I don't have my 12s out. That is odd.
and that's normal. No one uses D12s. Looks over at Perry. Never mind.
2d12 coming up.
She's got the great axe. And is a barbarian.
That is 13 necrotic.
All right. He's limping over, and you guys hear like the like a death note sound bit where it's like the oh, and it just like he just falls over dead.
Nice.
His
Too
heart
bad I don't
stopped.
get that. Oh, so I have the death note now.
I like to think Toll the Dead kind of works.
I meant more the fact that I was going to try to write down the Ember Hulk's name, but anyways.
Doesn't have
And-
a name. That's the problem. Also, you need to.
Well,
look
I
at
mean,
his
if I
face.
write down Ember Hulk and it takes out every Ember Hulk in the world, I think I'd be fine with that.
A Shinigami appears and he's like, "That's give me an apple."
Shinigami?
Now what he was?
Are we talking Death Note or are we talking Bleach?
Both of
Because
them.
there's
They're
one
both,
I prefer.
They're both Shinigami. They're just.
Oh, I'm very
There is-
aware.
yes.
But there is one I prefer versus the other.
Yeah,
Which one?
I prefer the.
It depends on which one and two.
I prefer.
Yeah,
prefer
which
the
one do you
goth.
get?
I prefer the goth that likes apple.
Rukia is my waifu. Anyways, I would
We
like to
know.
hide again. What'd you say, Vex?
We know.
That figures. So yeah, I'd like to use my bonus action to hide again.
Okay.
And
To be fair, no one would know exactly where that came.
I mean, unless you want me to keep my first hiding stat if I'm still hidden.
No, you would have had to pop out. Okay.
I was hoping because now it's a 14.
Okay.
Oh well, I'm still hidden for the most part.
You notice that Drugar that had the crossbow in the arrow slit area is not there as you went to hide.
Well, I mean, at least he's not aiming at the back of my head now.
Because he's not a Bethesda AI, so he's not just going to be like, "Huh, what was that noise?" I'll just stand here. Must have been the wind. Oh, what's another one?
Well, if I'm lucky, he'll walk outside and trip and fall down the mountain by himself.
Well, since I've been playing so much Fallout, do you want to see your own blood? You want to see your own blood? Anyway, they can be really stupid. The next person is Perry. So Perry, run Perry.
Mhm.
Drugar coming up to you, all menacing, like, it's got like the JoJo menacing kanji,
Mm-hmm.
and then he just dies, like he falls forward and dies. And for the briefest moment, you see Prism with a little bell, and just goes. "Whoop." But you still got all those Drugar in the tower that were looking at you, but they look like they are not just gonna go after you, they're gonna probably go after River next. Do you know Dwarven?
Oh.
Do you or River know Dwarven? I think Elena and Liliana, maybe, the only two that know Dwarven.
No, I have no clue about Dwarven. I think it's just Alina.
I think Perry is just
Apparel-
common and infernal.
Yeah. Apparently, Serene, with her immense knowledge of languages, did not pass it down to Perry.
See, here's what I think
I'm just
happened.
wondering.
Here's what I think happened. It's the classic, the parent tries to teach you about stuff that they like, but you do not at all.
That, you know what? That's absolutely what happened.
So he said something in Dwarven, and you're like, wait, I've heard that before. Oh yeah, my mom was trying to teach me Dwarven that one time. Maybe I should have paid attention.
My mom said it very angrily at me in Dwarven.
I'm like,
Sound
these-
like my mom.
Probably made what? Okay, I'll leave it up to you. What's the excuse that you think Serene would give Perry? Perry was probably like, I don't want to learn Dwarven, and then what would Serene respond with as her mom?
What would Serene? I think Serene would be like, don't you?
Don't backsass me.
Yeah, don't. Well, Perry's like, why would I need to learn other languages? And Serene's like, because I said so. Your mother is a pirate. Are you going to travel anywhere outside of Waterdeep? And then Perry said,
you never
no.
know. You never know. You might be in a situation when you're fighting a bunch of Drugar. You need to know what they're saying. Mom, that's never going to happen.
Mom, why would I need to know Dwarven? It's not like I have an aunt who's a dwarf or anything.
She speaks common.
Why would I need to learn anything? Everybody knows common.
Yeah.
I would say you know.
Thana knows common.
I would say you know
She's a
Dwarven
dwarf.
swears just from Thana.
But honey, it would
Yeah,
mean the world to her if you would just learn.
Serene turned into a Jewish mom.
Serene became a Jewish mom as she got older.
I'm fine with that.
I buy that.
Hey, patient. I can't do a Jewish mom voice right there.
No,
Patience,
she.
This is where we need-
Patience,
this
what
is
are you
where we need
doing
Aya.
what are you doing with your life? Get your shit together, Patience.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just came out that way. It was just. It's the only. It's just what it sounded like in my head.
It's the best.
No, it's
mom
fine.
It's fine.
accent. It's fine.
So
It's Shayna's mom in my game or in Aya's game, I should say.
yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
a huge
she
side
does.
tangent. Perry, you haven't done anything.
She
yet.
doesn't know Dwarven.
prone.
How close is the door?
The door, Vin. I'm sorry. The door is, I'm gonna say, 15 feet away from where you're laying prone.
Okay.
Right now, you. Oh my
Map,
God.
don't get mad at me.
I just realized you're 15 feet away from the door, and you just
Yeah.
look that direction. Give me a charisma save.
Cool. Charisma. Perry's good at that. Yeah, 14.
Roll me a d8.
Damn it. 6.
Oh, something different. Roll me another d8.
No. 6.
I just love Callie. No.
The world around you seems to like spin. In what direction were you going to try to move?
Well, I was gonna pick up River and put him under my arm and then run to the door.
Okay. So you get up and spend half your movement to get up, and you seem to be like not in balance, and you feel almost like you're drunk.
Okay.
And I'm going to describe meta-wise what happened. You take no action, but use all your movement to move in a random direction. And that second d8 is the random direction you go, which is...
Is she gonna follow me?
Coincidentally, straight towards River. Gotta be shitting me. Okay, so, Harry, you don't pick up River, but you move 15 feet towards River. Or no,
But
20 feet.
he's right
because you're a
there.
barbarian, right? You have 40 movement.
Yes.
Okay, so you move over towards River, and you go to, like, grab him, we'll say, and you just keep walking. And, like, you grabbed past him. It's the
At least
equivalent...
you didn't walk into a wall and just do the Bethesda
Did I
thing. where you
walk
just
It's
walk
the
into a
equivalent
wall.
of Kingdom Hearts 2, when, I don't know if you know this scene, but near the end, Sora finally meets up again with Riku and Kairi, and Kairi's there, and he walks right past her and goes straight to Riku. It's essentially what you just did to River.
Riku!
We all,
River!
we all know who Sora's real relationship was.
Can I go prone?
No, you had to use all your movement to do that. And you take
Prone isn't. Yeah, but yeah, I say prone doesn't take movement, but it does take free action, which is an action.
It does specify you use all movement.
Yeah. Well, no, Scotty, I'm just saying you can't. Going prone isn't the movement; it's a free action,
Yeah.
but you can't take any actions.
Yeah.
That's the bigger problem.
Mm-hmm.
I barely looked at the door.
Barely looked at it. That's all you needed to do, Callie.
Would
Was
you
just
have
barely
said
look at
something
it.
to River? Like, you're going to pick him, like, hey, I'm going to pick you up, or something.
No, she wouldn't have.
Okay.
She would just been like, hang on, don't be mad at me, and then walk past him.
Hold on, that makes it even better, I think. Hang on, don't be mad at me. Walks away from River.
This is all wonderful.
God.
like
I'm gonna miss her when she's dead.
If this is how our party dies, I am accepting this. This is funny.
Agreed.
All right, so Drugar's turn. After Perry. So I'm just going to split them up. I'm going to go with one attack at Perry and the other one at Dr. River. So first one at Perry. 17. Keep in mind you have your shield now.
17 just hits, yeah.
Okay. And River. A dirty 20. So Perry takes some damage. What? The modifiers. Okay. You take 6 piercing damage. Actually, is a lot less than what it should be because they're enlarged. And River takes 10.
Does the barbarian walk past me? Doesn't that technically put me in cover now?
No.
Please.
Oh, wait. I just realized. Wait, you moved up to shield her. That's right. So she's like, don't get mad at me. So instead of actually moving towards River, you actually go pretty much the opposite direction. You go 180 and you move 15, 20 feet away from him.
Okay, that makes it even better.
And then you both get hit by a javelin.
I hate this.
Harry, are you still up?
Yeah, I have 6 hit points.
Left?
Yeah,
Nice.
I had 12.
Nice.
You said I take 10?
Yes.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
I was gonna say, I think River
that's
has
the first time
barely
you've been
been
hit.
hit.
You might have
Ow,
been hit by
knock it off.
a hammer guy, the machine thing. Maybe. Prism. You probably noticed because you have a better surveillance of the battle as a whole that the Drugar all the way over on the east side of the room
Well,
are throwing
actually-
javelins at Andrew, and they all face through him.
Hey, since I got attacked, would I be able to do a reaction?
What triggers the reaction?
Being hit
By
by an
An
enemy?
attack. I'm assuming it's like the
it's hellish
fire
rebuke.
response.
Yes.
yeah, you can hellish rebuke.
All right.
So you're gonna spend that. You're gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm going to hellish rebuke the guy that just poked me with a stick.
Okay, he needs a dex save. And it is a spell, so they have advantage. He rolled the same thing twice, and I'm pretty sure he fails with a 12.
Yep.
All right, roll your hellish rebuke damage. This guy wasn't hurt yet, by the way. So good thing you did this.
I mean, 19 fire damage.
19. He is very burnt after that,
Crispy.
but he's still up.
Let's see if we can fix that soon.
And Prism, like Andrew's doing like figure 8s in the air, keeping the middle finger. Yeah, Andrew's doing like figure 8s in the air, keeping the middle finger up. And they throw their javelins, and some of them look like they should have hit, and it goes straight through.
I am confused, yet oddly inspired by this act.
Okay, so that's them over there. We'll go to the very injured Drugar that's on Valgg. It will swing its war pick at you. An 11.
Swing the what?
It's war pick.
Did it pick it up?
Oh, that's
Did
right.
she pick it up?
I'm going to use the same roll because it's the same regardless. It throws the javelin at you. With an
It
11.
misses anyway, but yeah.
Okay. And he pulls out another javelin, and that's its turn. Then go over to. I think there's a Drugar on Lilian.
I believe. No, it wasn't at the Umber Hulk that I was in melee with. No, there was one. Yes, there was one. Yes, there was.
So that one's going to swing at you.
All right. This is gonna hurt because I can't take reactions.
Yeah, this is going to hurt. It almost crit. And it's large size right now. So you take. The thing I rolled instead of using the average actually saved big time. I almost did minimum damage, so you only take 5 piercing.
Wow.
Meanwhile,
I am still up
The
barely,
Drugar
but I'm
that's-
still awake.
behind the door, kicks the door
It's
open
free.
enough that he can move out, and he is actually large size, and you've been keeping him back this whole time. He was rolling at an advantage, and you just was not rolling good.
My God. I
This
shouldn't
is
have
like
left.
Scotty, this is like the dragon all over again.
And he is like a Age of Sigmar dwarf, and he now has a grudge specifically against half-elf bards. And he immediately
I'm not a
goes
bard
to
though. I'm a rogue. I'm a rogue.
Half-elf
Half-elf soul knives,
bard.
and he goes
Right.
after you.
Half-elf bards.
He
Luckily for us, there's none of us here.
There's no one here anymore.
He charges after you, provoking
All right.
from Liliana. Once.
I can't take reactions.
Oh, that's right. Shoot. Okay. All right. Well, he's gonna roll to hit. Dirty 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. War pick comes down, and you take 7 piercing.
I will have that to
Oh, 3.
wait. Oh, how many attacks is he gonna try against me?
They've been doing 1 attack.
Okay, yeah, I will uncannily dodge that. So that's just 3.
Mhm.
Right,
So you deflect.
still
some
hanging
of
in
it.
there. Yep.
Umberhawk. The Umberhawk got hurt really bad by the tiny guy that shot magic, and they're not as stupid as they look.
Which they look really stupid because they're basically a gorilla with a praying mantis for a head.
Mm-hmm. Like, they're not super smart. Don't get me wrong, but they're not a dumb insect. They're smarter than an ogre.
They're smarter than some characters I've played.
They're quite sentient, and yes,
But are they smarter than a 5th grader?
Yes. 5th graders are like what? 2 intelligence?
No idea. I just wanted to make that reference joke.
yeah. River would be in range, so it runs right at River.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
Remember, it's still stunned.
it can't take action,
Mm-hmm.
but it can still move,
It can still move, yeah.
and it gets right in front of you, and it does like the One Punch Man like size comparison things, like doof. And it's supposed to
Oh,
be like
wait.
intimidation factor, but it can't do anything because I'm gonna say it spends its whole time just trying to get.
Was it inflicted with the stunned condition or was it?
No, it was the crit.
That's
thing.
right, yes. Which means it can't take
It
actions.
can't take an action on its turn, any action,
So more or less it was incapacitated.
but it could still move.
Mm-hmm. Incapacitated, you can move, but you can't take actions.
Can you?
Yes. That is literally the wording for incapacitated is you can't take actions, but you can it says you can't take actions or bonus actions, I believe. That's the exact wording. I'm looking it up right now.
I
Incapacitated
believe-
you can take actions or reactions.
I guess it didn't specify reaction, but reactions are action.
Technically, no. They are reactions.
Okay. Well, Thumber Hulk is right on you, River. That ends their turns. But then we go to Elena.
If it got up to me, does that mean it would have to go past Perry?
No, Perry went the opposite way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Perry walked away from me, remember? She dipped. She walked 40 feet
She
or 40 feet
apologized
away.
to you and then drunkenly stumbled past you.
Okay, so it's my turn now.
Yes.
All right. So we're basically saying me and Elena are. No, I'm Elena. I keep doing this. I need to. Whenever we die, I need to make a new character. Me and Liliana are sandwiched between
Elena,
these
and
two.
and the Soul Knife character.
So the rogues are sandwiched between two characters,
You're
between
both,
two monsters.
you're both essentially toe to toe with the Drugar right now.
Right, and the Umber Hulk just ran off.
Yeah, it ran back into the forge area after your Kobold.
Okay. What about the other Drugar? The other Drugar, that one that I had behind the door.
But he's in front of you. He's the one sandwiching us.
Okay, so
We
we're
have
in between.
So it's me, you, and two Dregar.
All right, so
since
we're between
now
two.
It's definitely
We're
confirmed that the Umber Hulk went towards River. I'm going to say it definitely has its back to you. You cannot see its eyes.
Okay. All right. So as I sidestep the pick swing from the guy who's behind the door, I just go, I let you out of timeout, and this is how you're going to behave, mister? And then I'm going to swing on him with my side blades. First one. 16.
16.
Mhm.
Meets it beats.
Nice. So that will I get sneak from this one?
Yeah, you have a friend within 5 feet.
All right, so that is 6 damage plus at this level sneak attack is 6. Okay,
Plus 30.
so that's 16.
I don't know how I would feel if sneak attack just
So-
did a flat bonus damage.
So that is 23 points of damage.
23.
Yep,
It's 30. You're almost right, Scotty.
it's 23 psychic.
Okay. It's still up. Wait, it's psychic.
All right.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's psychic.
I'm actually surprised they don't have damage.
Yeah.
I
would
mean,
think-
psychic is a very uncommon.
But they
But you would think for people who are enslaved by mind flayers and
But-
are very anti-mind flayer.
actually I don't think
But-
Pluto have it either, so whatever.
I'm gonna say this too, and also in if you look back in other things, it's usually the creatures that have been enslaved by other creatures. This is coming from Pathfinder 2. They tend to have actually a weakness against mind control, against psychic and such. I know that not a mer.
Looking-
I had a mer person in Pathfinder 2 also had that problem.
Looking at Drugar's stats, that actually is on check. That's on par.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. So first swing was that 23.
It's
To
still
damage.
up, but just barely.
All right. And I will take a shot at the Umber Hulk with my offhand.
Umber Hulk's away from us.
Or is it still within line of sight though?
Yeah, 30 feet.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got a range of 60 with my blades.
Damn.
So I carve in an uppercut motion up the guy in front of us, and then with my offhand just fling out one of the side blades to the Umber Hulk.
Mhm.
That's gonna be 27 to hit.
Total?
Yeah, 27 to hit.
Yeah. That,
Right,
kidding,
and
yeah,
that's for damage. That is oof, not good. It's just 6 damage of psychic
okay.
to the Umber Hulk.
One of the scariest things for me to hear from a DM is like you say a really high number for a result of like an attack or something, and they're like,
Mhm.
oh, it's like, oh shit, wait. Is
No,
that
the
not
best-
enough?
The best
Right.
one is just when they say like 30 and you go, that misses. And you just see the panic and you're like, what? Wait, what? And you're like, I'm fucking with you.
Another side tangent because we've been doing a lot of them tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got.
In the first Retroverse campaign, which if any of you are watching this haven't seen it, you should go on YouTube and watch it. It's really good. They at one point fought a Gorgon, and I remember our player Bakchan Jesse. He said, "I roll an 18 to hit," and I say that doesn't hit, and everyone pretty much shit their pants.
This is why I grapple.
And also the Gorgon petrified hurts.
That's not a surprise.
That was fun.
That was par for the course.
Almost like her cons or dump stat or something. Anyway. Sorry. Elena, you did your bonus action, did 6 psychic damage to the Umber Hulk, right?
Yep, that was it. That's all I got.
Okay.
Turns over.
Then after you go to Dr. River, who now has that Umber Hulk. It's hit by something in the back, but it doesn't seem to care too much about that. It looks like it really wants to hurry.
All right, before I do this, I want to ask if it's possible. Since I am small and it is large, could I run between its legs?
If you were a certain Humblewood race, you could. The derby.
That's a feature, a character feature. That's an
But
actual feature. You can
I
have.
will.
What I want to try to do, if possible, not
You could
to
attempt a
leave
dodge
it.
action and move
Well,
through it.
What I was going to try to do was go, not leave its attack range, but try to get around it and climb on top of its back.
I'm gonna. it would be your action to do that. I would allow
Yeah.
it, but it would be your action. You fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me either an acrobatics or athletics check.
No, acrobatics is a +3. 21.
Ooh, okay. Despite its hulking figure, it's actually a little bit more agile than you expected, but you're still able to get up onto its back. Relatively. But it moved a bit faster than you expected. I got a 16
Wow.
total.
I'm going to try to find me a nice piece of chitin to grab and hold on to and ride this thing like a bull.
Okay. Why not, even though you technically used your action, roll me a hit, unarmed.
Have you seen the last episode of Boba Fett?
No. Please
Never
don't
mind
spoil
then.
it.
I haven't seen any of it.
I think we got 3 episodes. We got to the crazy scooter gang. that
It was the
didn't
scooter
like-
gang, and then we
Scooter
were like,
brothers.
Episode 5 or 6, it gets good.
Mhm. I've already seen spoilers because thanks Twitter. But yeah,
Yeah.
It's only an 18 with unarmed.
18. You actually find it really difficult to find a spot in the chitin that you could get a hold of, but you do find a spot. You just made it.
Shit, okay.
So you're technically grappling him, but since you're such a size category difference, I'm going to say that he's not in the grappled condition. It's just you're now
Well,
in his
yeah.
square. And you were just rodeo on the back of the Zumber Hulk for a bit.
Yes. It's like trying to put something small in the back of a bodybuilder and they can't reach around to get it.
I should have had you do a Christmas saving throw at the beginning of this, but this is too cool. I'm glad. So, that's your turn?
Yes.
All right.
Whoa, there, big fella.
Hot damn. Okay. So then Andrew's turn.
This is just gonna be like that one episode of text to speech where freaking Vulcan hugs an Overgore and just walks up on it and just goes, "This creature does my bidding now." It's like, how? Sorry, I just had to get that out of me.
You're fine. Andrew goes from going from middle finger to Gotti, and it like flies over into one of the towers, and you hear into the one tower where the guys are all dead, and the Drutgar that are still alive in the southeastmost tower start freaking out because he moved in there, and you notice he's moving further into the. And they look like they're going to try to. Then
"Come back."
Liliana.
That's me. Yes. Hey, it's actually, I don't have to roll a Christmas saving throw this time.
No, you don't.
Thank God. All right. I'm going to just try and stab the one that's behind me. Or the one that attacked me. That's a miss. That's a 4 on the die,
Yeah.
meaning I get 11? 12, I think.
Yeah, that definitely missed.
I can make an offhand attack at least. So luckily, you don't need to hit with that.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to use your bonus action for something else as a rogue?
I can't take dodge action with that. So
Why not?
because that's not part of my things, I can dash, disengage, or hide. I don't get that till you're thinking of a different
doesn't
ability.
Swashbuckler have some like bonus action things they can?
I can't. I know I don't get any bonus actions from being a swashbuckler. The thing you're thinking of is if I attack someone, I can then walk away from them.
I'm also thinking of the Blade Dancer.
Yes, the blade slinger gets there. There's a few
the
other.
College of Blades or whatever part.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, the most I can, I may as well just keep on pressing the attack. Otherwise, if I dip, I have one provoke opportunity attack from the other one.
Mm-hmm.
That's an 18 at least.
18 does hit.
And I do get to use my sneak attack for this.
Yeah, you haven't yet.
Yeah, that's fucking wow. So that's 4 damage.
4?
I rolled 4 ones.
Oh my gosh.
That's everything.
That is Well, I don't add a modifier to it, right? Because I'm offhand attacking,
Yeah.
and I don't have that thing. That is 4 damage. I rolled 4 dice.
Ouch.
That's rough,
Yeah.
buddy.
Oh well. The dice have already
I'll say
determined what's going
you
to
got
happen.
it in a sneak attack spot, but it just barely punctured through the skin.
It's one of those things where like I went to stab and it just kind of pinged off a little bit.
Damn. All right, now it's your turn.
That's my turn, yeah.
Valgg, you're still in combat with that one. It's really hurt.
Okay.
Well, it was throwing javelins at you, and its large size war pick is sitting right in front of you.
Yeah, it's 15 feet from me. Like
Mhm.
picking the war pick thing. It's an action.
I'm gonna say it's not.
Oh, then I will pick it
All right, you pick it up.
because I don't have a shield, so there's no point in being like one-handed.
Have I sent you guys a picture of what Drugar look like in 5th edition? I'm gonna put it in Discord anyway. The weapon they're holding is a war pick. So imagine you're now holding this. By the way, it's versatile. You can one-hand or two-hand it.
Oh, I'm gonna two-handed it. Wait, that's a war pick?
Yeah, because it does piercing. It's essentially a warhammer with spikes on the end. For those that.
I mean, it's cool, but I was expecting like a Minecraft, but two-handed pick, and I was like, oh,
Are you two-handing?
yes.
Okay. So, because this is a monster large-size weapon, and not from the enlargement spell, it's going to be a little different.
So but like, do I add the 1d4 for enlargement, or it's different rules because I'm wielding an enlarged weapon?
That
Okay.
one's going to be different rules, but your hooves will do the default.
Okay, makes sense.
But by the way, the war pick rules will be better than the D4.
That's no. I mean, I'm just like, I mean, it makes sense if it's like a one category bigger weapon that I'm using the normal rules now for that weapon.
Now you'll see. So do you charge in hoof, or do you just charge in pick?
I'll charge and pick, and then I'll hoof if necessary.
Okay, so I'll state this up right. You're a fighter, so you're proficient with it already. You're two-handing it. One-handing a war pick is normally D8. Two-handing it, first tiles.
Yes.
If I remember. Is that correct?
I mean, if it's like a war, it's like
I
a
believe
war axe.
that's
Yes.
how it is. Yes, I may have a really good memory, but war picks are not commonly used weapons, so I don't have that one memorized.
No, it's just a flat D8. It doesn't.
If
it's
it's
not
like
versatile.
a long sword or okay.
It's technically one-handed, so that picture was.
Welcome to D&D art.
Anyway, regardless, instead of doing 1d8 damage plus your strength modifier, you are doing 2d8.
Oh.
Because it's a large size one.
Okay.
This is why giants are scary. Because when a giant uses a greatsword, it does additional damage dice by each size category is above medium.
Yep.
So it's, I think, 4d6 for their swords.
First, they have to hit though. Because let's not forget that.
Great axe, I think, is 3d12. Yeah, frost giants are. Did you just nat 20?
You nat 20 it?
You got 2?
No, 1 nat 20. I mean, like, nat 20.
Okay, that was the victory. I thought you were like 2.
Yes.
I got 2.
No, I only rolled once. Like,
yes!
I'm going 1 attack at a time. I'm not gonna roll 2 nat 20s. Like, well, I've never rolled 1 nat 20s in a row.
Roll me a d100.
Okay.
By the way, you're gonna do 4d8 damage plus your strength.
31 on the 100. 31. Yeah.
Okay. Roll all your damage. So it's 4d8s plus your strength modifier, and describe to me how you finish them off. Because you just critted. You finished them off with a crit with their own weapon.
Okay, yeah. 28 damage and
they had 5.
Oh, that's a little bit overkill. I feel bad.
No such thing. No such thing.
Callie's used to it. Her fighter
No
does overkill
kill,
all the time.
like overkill.
I mean, I'll just run and I mean, the weapon looks at me like a meat tender thing from cooking, so I'll just do that to the dwarf. I'll just keep hitting until it's soft. And I'm in the armor.
God, you just brutality this thing.
Yeah,
Like-
you're Shao Kahn, essentially. With it. Isn't that his name?
Yes,
That
Shao
guy with
Kahn.
the skull mask in Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, Shao Kahn.
Okay, my question is like, from where I am, can I see any other enemy?
Yes. There's another Drugar that is engaged with Liliana.
And
How
one
far it
other
is?
that's with Alina too.
Yes.
How far are they? Are they like, because I moved 15, so I still
They're
got
they're
like,
both easily within the rest of your movement.
okay.
Just so you know, your crit. So you pulverize him, and I'm gonna say he tried to block with the javelin he had, and you sunder it, and it goes straight. Your stack goes straight through it, and you just destroy him. Because what the result was, the target drops whatever it's holding, and any non-magical items it drops break.
Yeah. So is there an enemy 20 feet or 25 feet away so I can charge?
Yes.
I'll do that.
As this Drugar dies, it shrinks down, and so does the war pick.
Oh,
So now it's a normal war pick, but you do the extra d4 because of the enlargement.
yeah. I mean, I guess now I'm dual wielding like the normal war pick and my sword on the other hand, whatever.
Wow. Need art of that.
It's pretty epic. Yeah, the next one I'm gonna charge at it if it's at 20 feet or 25 feet because that's all my movement
Mhm.
left. If it's less, I cannot charge. So I need to
Okay.
know if there's 20
Both are in
or
range,
25.
but I'll ask you, do you go after the one that looks more injured, or do you go after the one that's less? Because the one Elena's fighting looks really hurt.
So are they both engaged with
Yeah.
party members?
The lesser
Which party
one
member looks the harder or the worst? Which party member looks more hurt? That's what I'm trying to say.
That would be me.
I'm gonna charge that one.
Okay.
Not that Liliana, of course.
I need to get my kill count up before everyone else dies.
Do
We
you
see
have-
an easy kill.
you don't have any of the dual wield things, right? Like
Hmm?
you don't have dual wield fighting style or the feat.
No, I have the. No, I have the one, the sword and shield one that you can hit harder
Okay.
with the weapon.
So
Yeah.
unfortunately, you can't.
But I don't have a shield, so
You can't swing with your sword mechanically. You're not going to anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to use your hooves. But
yeah.
if you had, I think, is it feet or is it literally the fighter?
It's the feet. It's the feet. That's because that's what I have.
Yeah.
That's why I can
the-
dual wield rapiers.
The fighter style is your offhand weapon also does your strength or dex modifier, right?
I mean, I'm gonna use my bonus action for the hooves, and then if I need the last attack with the sword, and that's it.
Hoof away.
So hoof.
Okay.
That's a 24.
Let them know the British are coming. That hits.
That's 7.
That's including the D4.
Bludgeoning damage.
That's including the D4 bonus.
Oh no, I forgot with the hoofs. I also rolled a d4. Sorry.
You're fine.
So it's 7 plus 3,
So 10.
10. Yeah.
Okay.
And bludgeoning.
You crack them in the jaw with your hooves. They are still up.
And
But
now the
That was a pretty
sword.
good smack.
Not 20.
Be okay. You know what? I'm gonna roll the D100 this time. I haven't rolled a D100 yet.
Yeah,
Scotty's like, I need to do something.
the place, because I don't like the D100s.
I'm sorry, I rolled a 9.
That's cool.
But
He was
go-
just
go ahead.
happy he hit a crit.
Roll damage.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that D4 is also doubled. So you're doing the swords dice twice and 2d4. Because you crit.
Did you enlarge me or something? No, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Prism
you were
did.
enlarged by Prism.
No, like I don't understand because why does it say that my longsword does 2d8 plus 6?
What?
Should be 1d8. No, yeah, it says in D&D Beyond. I don't get it.
Did you put something onto it?
Ah, no, it's because I critted. Yeah, I mean, that must be a new patch or something.
It's because you crit.
Yeah, because before it didn't do that. Like
That's
now,
cool.
that's very cool. Okay,
That's
because
handy, yeah.
I was super confused. Like, what's happening?
So roll that and then roll 2d4.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Okay, so
She's dead. That was the
16.
she. Sure. She had a very
23.
I'll say she had a very spiky beard. She purposely made it. You know, like how you sometimes have like the razor mohawk? Do that. 23 damage.
Yeah. Total. Yeah.
Okay.
Total.
Valgg turns into Raiden from Metal Gear Revengeance, apparently, and starts taking
Rules
a
of
lot of acid.
nature.
And this strike, this crit, kills them so hard they go back 15 feet, prone, very dead.
I just picture them ragdolling they just getting in a weird and awkward position.
It's like a cartoon. Like suddenly, me. Like I'm a truck.
And that's your turn.
That's all my. Yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
very eventful turn. Prism. We're currently hiding.
Yes, I am.
Mhm.
But I'm fairly certain that I'm seeing the, oh God, what's the name of that
The
creature?
Umber Hulk.
Umber Hulk. For some
Let me
reason, it
see if
blanked out
you're
of my
within
mind.
range of it.
Would I be behind it or not?
You are not within range of the thing. But
Okay,
you can't
wonderful.
see it. There's something weird going on with it. You feel like you can't look at the eyes too long. It's almost like a seizure-inducing eye color. That's how I like it.
And I know this. I know it's coming from its eyes.
Yes, specifically from its. You can avert your
So
gaze.
why should I have to avert my gaze if I can force it to avert its eyes, its gaze?
Okay, go.
I want to try and blind it.
Okay.
I need a con save.
I'm just gonna Sage. You're not gonna get what you want from this. That's not how mechanically the Umber Hulk works. Because I know you get bothered when you do something that doesn't work. Mechanically, it will not stop it from doing the confusing.
It's more of you seeing its eyes and not it seeing.
Yeah, I was reading the thing because I'm like and that's why I'm like I want to interject before you go fully through it because I don't want you to cast it and then it's like it does nothing.
I swear, I thought we had the complete opposite conversation last time. That's why I was thinking of using it.
Blindness, deafness would still very much help because it's
yes, blindness, deafness would still mess with it, but it's not going to make it. We still will have the confusing gaze. I think we said to blind it just because it would make it easier to beat the shit out of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
you don't have to do it if you want to backpedal.
That's as soon as I'm like, wait, I need to read this to make sure that Sage doesn't just
fuck up.
No, it's not even fuck up because that's a mechanical thing that should work that way, but doesn't. It's one of those that Sage doesn't get screwed over by mechanics.
Well, fair enough then.
I'm trying to help. Yeah,
I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it.
Nothing against you should be the big one. That's not your fault.
In that case, I do want to possibly backpedal. Yeah. Is there another Draugr that's looking pretty fucked up?
See what's left here. Yeah, up in the tower.
There's one or two.
The top left tower.
And it looks pretty messed up.
And it's like 70 feet away from your current.
Oh shit, 70.
You got out of hiding and moved up. You could get in range of whatever.
Would I still be able to hide behind something if I moved, say, 10 feet?
You move 15. I'll say you can hide in the next arrow split area.
Okay. Then I'll do that because my range on the bell is 60 feet, which puts him 5 feet within that. So I will move up and ring a ding ding. I need a wisdom save.
Ring a ding, baby.
Wisdom save.
Yes, please.
Sorry, I was just singing it. How does a 4 do?
Yeah, no, he's taking both D12. $11 and a 6, good sir. 17. Necrotic.
Okay. It does the exact same bit as last time. Like it plays the death note. Oh.
Nice. I'm 2 for 2. Okay, then I would like to take my bonus action to once again try to hide my ass.
All right.
I apologize. I'm cussing too much.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Fuck
I
it.
am in this. I am in this game. Therefore, you do not need to worry about swearing too much.
All right. Well, it's a fucking 21.
Camera's
so-
Camera's really gonna fuck up with this, but
Oh.
Yes, it is.
It's still
camera.
show.
No. Oh wow.
Oh.
You guys can't see it, but he's trying to play with the D20.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could see him kind of moving towards
I
it.
could only see the cat. I couldn't see what he was doing.
That's all. That's what's important.
He wants
Is the game new?
He wants to be the DM. Don't let Garfield be your DM. Yep.
Bap. Nat 20. You're all dead.
He's
Rocks fall. You're all
He's
dead.
gonna be like, oh, you're playing Lunari. Okay, you die.
Hey, that's me whenever someone plays a Kenku.
Anyway, Prism. What'd you get in your stealth?
You were playing with the cat when I said it, so fair enough. I got a 21.
Sorry, I'm everywhere tonight. 21. So then after you, that's your turn.
Sorry, I Callied myself. Yes, that's the end of my turn.
Speaking of which, Harry. You are next.
Do I have to roll a save again?
No.
Or am I still like?
She'd be in range of it. She moved 20 feet last round away from
Technically,
river.
Not yet. She's facing away from it. You know
Fair.
that whatever just hit you with that weird thing that made you do that was from the Umber Hulk.
Okay.
And it is the opposite of stealth. You clearly know that it's like right behind you. And you remember Liliana and Elena saying something about its eyes. Would you purposely avert your eyes from it and turn around? You'd be blinded conditionally, but you wouldn't have to make the check for this turn.
I'm not Airly's kid. I can't do that.
No. They did finally add blind fighting as a fighting style. Finally.
I know. I asked Dylan if I could use it for Airly. I don't know. Yeah.
You'll avert your eyes?
Yeah.
Okay. And then where were you planning on going? Because you know the spatial area where it's at. Were you going to go up and attack it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You would have disadvantage, but you don't need to make the charisma save.
Hang on a second.
Am I in danger?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, you're on its back. I just realized she's technically
in
targeting.
danger.
She's technically targeting it and not you. So
Okay.
she won't hit you on accident or anything.
Unless she nat ones.
Unless she nat ones and she also rolls that on the chart, which is, I just probably jinxed it, but very, very unlikely.
Stop. Stop.
And I think that there's two options on the chart. One is you hit the closest thing near you that isn't your initial target. The other one is the same thing, but you crit on that. And I have gotten that one. That sucked. I think I was in chaos.
So here's my bad idea.
Okay, Barbarian. Let's go.
I'm Can I recklessly attack and make the disadvantage just a
Neutral.
regular attack?
That
Yeah.
actually is probably the best thing you can do because it would have advantage on attacking regardless.
I swear, I thought you were going to say that's probably the best idea you've ever had. And I was going to be like, wow.
To be honest, as Perry, yeah.
That's the best bad idea you've ever had.
It's
Okay.
not a bad idea, honestly. That's just that's the whole point of reckless attacking.
Despite everything
But-
that happened to her, Hemlock had a lot of really good ideas.
So yeah, I'm gonna run towards
You abandon defense. Swing at it.
yeah, I throw my shield down and I'm just like going straight at it,
Great axe.
like with my great axe. Also, don't know if you remember this, but the reason why I said it was a bad idea was because it was a bad idea for me because they get advantage on their attacks against me.
They still do because you're blinding yourself.
Yeah, I say no
okay,
matter what,
so-
you can't have super disadvantage, so you're good.
Okay, cool. But yeah, all right, cool. Man, I wish Airly was here. I say all the time, please, 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 please.
Everyone in this universe, what's an Airly?
Yeah, who's that?
Meanwhile, in Sakara.
Okay.
I like to think of this universe, she's still in Sakara.
So first attack,
Uh-huh.
is a 14. Does it hit?
No. You hit the chitin armor. It does not cut through the chitin armor.
Okay. So the second attack is just at disadvantage again because it's only the first attack that's a reckless attack.
Okay.
So I just you couldn't have done that the first time. 22 for the second attack.
On disadvantage?
Yeah, I got a 16 and a 19.
Nice.
Damn.
You hit.
It was I fucking hate my dice. I hate them. I hate them. I got a 1 on the dice. It's 4 damage.
Hey,
Yeah.
Callie.
Do you have an inspiration point?
No, I used it for
Hey,
something.
Callie, that's as good as my sneak attack hit.
So 4 total, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so sorry, everybody. This is the most brutal 5th edition combat I've had. I've had combats this long in 3rd edition, and they were like this grueling, but not in 5th.
Can't freaking wait to die again. All right, let's just get this over with.
I feel like we're
Is that-
prolonging the inevitable.
Is that on the postcard for Ravenloft?
All right, let's just get this over with.
No.
Oh. All right.
Okay, after Perry. Their turns. Since we're already here, I'm going to start with the Umberhold.
Please roll 2 nat ones. Rochi. Please.
First thing it's going to do is it's trying to swing at River. Like its big bulky arms are trying to like get at its back and trying to get River. I'm going to say because it can't see River, and you got it in such an awkward position and you're somehow actually holding on to it in a good spot on its back, it has disadvantage on both. There we go. Ooh. Does an 11 hit?
No.
Okay. Ooh, 21 will hit though.
Okay.
All right. So then you
Wait, that was a
take-
disadvantage?
Yeah. I rolled above 10 on both rolls. Take 11 slashing damage, and I need a strength saving throw because you were holding on. The smack might smack you off.
19.
That was enough damage that actually knocked you off.
A strength of 19.
Yeah, the DC was going to be 21. It was 10
Oh,
plus
damn,
the damage
okay.
you took.
Yeah,
It
it was
hit
11.
you really good, and you're now in the 5-foot square right behind it. You're not prone or anything; just knocked you off.
He said 11 damage, correct?
Yes, 11 slashing,
Okay.
and it's going to attack Perry with its mandibles.
It has advantage.
Yep. This is the worst attack, by the way. Of course it is, because they have giant, like soldier ant mandibles, like those mandibles. 17 to hit. You don't have your shield anymore.
And also, if I did have my shield, it meets. If it meets, it beats. So.
Okay. 19 slashing. Let me double check.
If you die 3 times, you die in real life. No, I don't die.
River, you get knocked off of it, and as you get knocked off of it, you hear a horrible crunch noise. And when you look up, its back's to you, but you can see Perry's legs and arms dangling in the air, and it seems to be holding it in the air with it.
Dead?
No.
Dead.
You're on death saving throws.
Not yet,
Sounds like dead.
But it is going to try to start eating you now.
Okay, cool.
Soon
Thank
to
you.
be dead.
I got an extra one. Like, I'm gonna cry after this, but I have another grave from my graveyard.
No, wait. The Umber Hulk's literally the only thing that's gone. I need to do everything else. Okay.
Yeah.
That last one in the tower, regarding the tower, is going to throw one at River.
Didn't I kill that one?
You killed one of the 2 that were.
Ah.
Does a 12 hit, River?
No.
Okay. I should have said you knocked prone, because then it would have had disadvantage. The Drugar in the southeasternmost tower seem to retreat further into the fortress, yelling some command in Dwarvish that you don't understand in River. Meanwhile, in the other room, two Drugar left. And I think one is on Elena and one is on Ileana.
I thought that Lluis killed that one.
There's one on me. There's one on me still. I did not finish off the one I was keeping in the door.
Lluis
Okay, so
trampled the one.
So you have 2 on you. Then. I have 2 Drugar left in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Or did Lluis not finish?
Lluis ragdolled the one, remember?
He finished
trampled
trampled
it.
it.
I
he
killed
finished off 2 of
2.
them.
But one was
Yeah.
outside. One was outside of the room. One was inside the room.
Right.
Like, one was 15 feet of me, the one that started on melee
Yeah.
on me, and then
That's
the
the
other
one that you
was
took the
one-
weapon of. And then the second one
Yeah,
was the one that
exactly.
hit me.
Yeah.
And the one that hit me was invisible.
It was no longer invisible after it
Yeah.
attacked.
Yeah, there is still two in there.
Okay, I'm gonna have one attack Valgg, and the other one that was stuck behind the door is still gonna attack it. So, Valgg, this is a normal size Drugar. You're still large size.
Okay.
19 to hit.
It does hit.
Its War Pick does minimum damage. I mean, it's how everything else has been tonight with you guys, so that's fair. 3 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then the one that's on
Nat 20.
blows. Got a nat 19.
Shit.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
Okay. Oh, that one. Okay, good. It at least rolled less. Still 11 piercing damage.
All right.
And it says something about Deep Dura, and there will be a special place for you in her hell.
Mhm.
You know
She
that's
just-
one of the Drugar Dwarven pantheon gods.
She just smirks and just grins defiantly at him.
You're pretty messed up right now, right?
I'm 15 out of 48.
That's their turn. So then it goes to you, Elena.
Okay. All right. I'm going, as he says that, I'm just going to just silently swing at him.
You both are. He seems more on his last legs than you, but you're both probably pretty.
15.
A 15 does not hit.
All right. Then offhand. Soft 20.
That does hit. You have, I believe Liliana hasn't moved their view.
All right. So that is a total of 14 damage.
Okay, how do you finish that one? Just because we kind of build a personal story with you in this one, I feel like there needs to be a.
Okay, he's enlarged, right?
Yes.
As he says that, I literally, and as he opens his mouth to finish that, I literally just jam my fingers up into his mouth and just smirk, and the blade, the silvery purple blade, just pierces through his skull, and I just withdraw it.
Nice.
Right, and is there any other enemies around us, or that could swing at me?
There's the
There's
other one that
one.
attacked.
That's on Liliana.
Okay,
But
so
you
I'm
already
going
did
to
attack and bonus action attack, right?
Yeah. So if I run, am I going to provoke attack of opportunity from him?
I'm gonna say they're actually not within 5 feet of you.
Okay, I'm going to book it towards where I saw the Ember Hulk running,
Okay.
because that is
See how far that.
Hmm.
You would just get within the doorway. You're about 10 feet away from the Umber Hulk,
but I can see it
and you see it,
with
and it's facing
Perry.
you. Ow.
Okay.
But it's not
Next
the
turn
beginning
of-
of your turn.
Yeah, but I can see what
You
it's
can
got with.
see Perry's head is
In its
completely
jaws.
inside its mandibles. And she's
Oh,
dangling
yeah, she-
lifelessly inside.
Oh yeah, that mask from earlier is the butterfly mask is back over her eyes, and she's angry now. But that's turn.
Dr. River.
So it bucked me off behind it, right?
Mm-hmm. And it turned around to face you, so I need a charisma save.
Turned towards Perry and ate her first, didn't it?
It then turned back towards you.
Mm-hmm. It hadn't moved yet on its turn when it attacked you guys.
It's charisma.
Mm-hmm. It was less concerned with Perry and definitely more concerned with you.
18.
All right, you are able to stave off the gaze thing.
All right, I'm going to blast this thing. It's already worn out its welcome.
Don't worry about hitting Perry because you're targeting it now.
Yeah. 19.
19 hits.
8 damage.
Okay.
Oh, fuck me. Sorry. Another nat 20.
Oh, I thought you were gonna nat 1 that reaction.
Oh, God. No. Oh, God. I'd be crying.
Yeah, I'll roll the deal. We've been getting a lot of criticals, whether they're hits or failures. 72. So I mean, the Umber Hulk has disadvantage on attack rolls to the end of your next turn. That's
Okay. 17.
17 damage.
Yes.
Pull out my trusty calculator. Okay. Do you do anything else in your turn?
How close am I to it?
It moved up to you. You're within 5 feet.
Okay, so if I tried to move, I'd get an opportunity attack.
At disadvantage. Because you're
All right. Bonus action, healing word level 1 on Perry.
Okay. Yes. How much do you heal? And I think it's max,
so-
right?
Yeah, so it'd be 8.
All right, Perry, you're up to 8. And because
And
I
since
made
it's
this,
healing word-
because I made this situation, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, since it's healing word, she goes right back into her action. Well, she's right back up. Okay. And I guess
Perry,
that'll be my turn.
You are currently you are currently suffocating and blinded when you wake up, and it's wet, but you can also feel something sharp in the back of your neck.
So it's a normal Sunday night.
And River, you see like her go from like ragdoll to like, I'd assume, complete fucking panic, and you're like trying to pull your head out. Right? I'm gonna say as part of you coming back, because it technically doesn't have to be grappled with this, it was more for thematic stuff. You pop out of its mouth and you are prone in front of it.
Okay.
But you're at 8 hit points. And your head's covered in Umber Hulk slime. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Your horns have a little bit of like mandible chip marks on it, we'll say. As like a
Cool.
as like a thematic scarring from this battle if you survive.
Yeah. If being the word.
I don't know, River's doing a pretty damn good job. Like, I think they might need a raise.
We'll get him a phone. We'll get him a phone book after the fight.
You need to give River a raise because he's done that to you 3 times already.
By the way, since this is America, I'm going to need your insurance provider.
Okay, so, and once again, another side tangent. It's been around for a while, but there've been like people who make a lawful neutral cleric that'll be like, yeah, I'll heal you, but I'm charging. It's seen as more like a doctor job. It's like, okay, every time I cast this, it costs X amount of gold as a part of my service. If I resurrect you, it costs a lot. And it's like, you're paying for the gem, not me, kind of thing.
That's absolutely how I've played every single healer. It's like, no, I ain't paying for just this shit. You guys got to pay some shit into this too.
How rich is Perry's family?
They could afford it.
Okay.
You assume they can afford it, considering you guys stole a few magic items that her dad just carelessly left you guys to take. If you recall. One of you, who has the horn?
I think I do.
Okay, so I just remembered that someone had that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just remembered that as well.
I have the handcuffs.
And River, that's your turn, right? You did action Eldritch Blast, bonus action Healing Word.
Yes.
And you're not going to move because you don't want to provoke, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Suddenly, hearing next to you is Andrew, who seems to appear out of nowhere. almost like it came from the ethereal plane and just whoop into existence right next to you. And his hand does like some Naruto moves that ends on this. And the Umber Hall. Oh, I need to make a Christmas. Even though he doesn't have eyes, he's technically perceiving. He's fine though. Are they immune? They are not. Okay. So the Umber Hulk needs an intelligence saving throw, which it's totally really good at. It almost succeeded, but it didn't. That actually surprised me. Sorry, I'm reading up on the spell. You're not sure what's happening with the Umber Hulk, but it does not look happy. And it's like looking around itself very worrying. Wow. And it's like holding its head in immense. Actually, shit. No, that was enough to kill it. It's looking around itself in panic, and it's like looking around, and its head vibrates and explodes. As it took 30 psychic damage. And Andrew still looks injured again. Like this is like he's all injured from the javelin shit. Like there's still some like javelin heads in him. Stuff. And I think at that point, those of you that are in the big cavern room, from X18, the double doors open up. And coming out are 4 Drugar with crossbows, heavy crossbows. Or, sorry, 3 of them, because you guys killed one. And a more regal-looking Drugar in the middle. He has a spiked gauntlet, a crown made of Chardalin, and he is ogre-sized. He looks really mad at all of you. And he looks a lot like the 2 Drugar that you guys encountered in 10 Towns that said that their dad was running the show. I think this might be that. Zardarok Sunblight. And he says in Dwarven, fucking surface dwellers. And that's where we ended for them. We are really running late, but, you know.
Yeah.
Woo! Parry's went to 0 3 times in a combat.
The fight.
How do you feel?
I feel like something more thematic task like should happen to like you should have happened to Perry, like she lost some of her horn or something, because like
if you're fine with that.
Yeah. Actually, like
wait a minute, I have an.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
No, this is the thing that I've never gotten to do. And if this result is too sucky, we'll just scratch it and not do it.
Okay.
I think it's in combat. Dungeon Master.
Do 100?
No.
Oh.
Give me a d20 roll.
Oh my god. Okay. 17.
Okay. You got really lucky. This is the lingering injuries chart. High numbers are the least lingering injuries. Low numbers are the worst. If you got a nat 1, you would have lost an eye.
That one cool.
But I mean, like, it statistically changes things on you. Stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's a
Well,
permanent
I mean, that's so
detriment.
cool.
You receive a minor scar. Doesn't have any adverse effect on you, but magic healing of 6th level or higher, such as the heal or regenerate spells, will remove it. I'll let you choose what the scar is. Maybe it is the horn getting like half your horn missing.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a major scar and remove half her horn because that's cool. And I could draw that, and you know, it got like lodged in the mandibles or something. I don't know. I don't know if that actually works like that, but whatever. It's
Trying to remember what the one was. Yay, side tangents. I was spoilers for Storm King's Thunder, by the way. Party ran into a ancient blue dragon. And let's just say characters aren't high enough level that they should even try to fight it. It's almost like a cinematic part where you're supposed to like, oh fuck, and you run away, right? But it's big enough that they're in like this underground temple, and its head and neck are the only thing that can go through the door. So the barbarian, who is in a loincloth and has a great club, that's all he has, runs up to it,
A full build
and does a
barbarian.
plunging attack, 2-hand strike, nat 20s, does over 50 damage. I roll on this same table. This dragon now has a permanently fractured skull and has a migraine consistently. So he got himself on that dragon shit list, but also they said, which was the crazy. That's what this reminded. At least you didn't get the migraine. Yeah. So we're ending there for the night. We'll go to plugs. Why don't we start with Perry? We were talking about Perry.
hello. Yep. Where do I? Hello. I'm Callie. You can find me at Callie on Twitter. Sometimes I post art. Most of the time, I just cry about Muppets, and you know that's just something that you're gonna have. Like as you age, you start to go through. You just start to cry over Muppets. Anyway, I run a game. It's called Unwritten. It has Muppets in it, and that's every other Tuesday on Vex's channel, Fresh Moon D&D at 8:00. Our next game is going to be on to this upcoming Tuesday of when this is live, and it's going to be the finale of book 1. And
that will be February 15th. For those curious.
Oh my goodness.
We're watching in post.
And yeah, so watch that. It's the finale. We're gonna take a short break, and then we're gonna jump right back into book 2 of Unwritten, and I'm hoping to have more guest stars. So yeah, if you would are interested in that, let me know. Anyway, that's it for me.
Yeah, you could live your Muppet dream.
You live your Muppet dream. There's furries, there's Muppets.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could be a cat girl pirate.
There's a character that Jeanette played that's literally just the Great Pumpkin. So literally anything you would like to be in my game, I will probably be okay with that. So as long as I can fit it into the story, and yeah, you give me enough warning, and that's it. That's it for me.
Why don't we go to Elena?
Oh yeah, I didn't have my mic off. Okay, I thought I muted myself for a sec. My bad. Hey everybody. January_silence pretty much everywhere, except for where I'm at on DM's Guild, where you can check me out under the Sphinx Library, where I have four homebrew classes up, which you've probably all heard of before if you're fans of the show. Hopefully with the next couple of months, I'm going to have a new Cleric subclass and a new Paladin subclass coming out. One for Transdata Visibility, which is going to be my Change Domain Cleric. And then for Pride Month, I'm going to have the Oath of the Prism Paladin. So if you like transmutation stuff, check me out next month around the 31st over on DM's Guild. And if you like empathic magic and being able to be there for your friends and lift people up, then check me out in June. Aside from that, that's pretty much it. Also, check out myself, Lluis, and Saege over on BACT Channel 1 over on YouTube for our Quest for the Quantum Rose uploads. Things are going weird with time stuff right now. We are in the past, Samurai Jack style, and we're trying to find somebody so we can stabilize the present. It's very weird. But yeah, that's me.
Before Lluis passes out, because I know it's already really late for him if we're running later than normal. What do you got going?
So funny enough, like my neighbors are doing constructions now, so
Right now?
I haven't. I mean, not right now because it's like almost 4 a.m.
I was about to
but,
say,
like,
if they're doing that, I would complain.
no,
Jesus
like, but
Christ.
they are like, I'm not getting a lot of sleep lately, so yeah,
Oh.
I am basically like walking corpse right now. I do art.
Might want to get
Check me out on social media.
Might want to like have
Yo.
headphones on and listen to like sea tides or something.
Yeah, I'm. Hopefully tomorrow they won't be, because it's been a week now, so I don't know how many stuff they have to break on that house anymore.
If I might make a suggestion to add into the seeds things, I found ASMR sleep aid stuff really helps as well. Just like gentle whispers and stuff like that, just does wonders.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, the problem is that they are like really, really loud. So
Right.
whispers, I don't know if they will
That's
cover
fair.
it.
ASMR Art of War.
Yes.
Actually, that would
Yeah,
probably be a great way to go to sleep.
I do a bunch of things. Like if you like Pokemon, D&D, and anything in between, which I'm not sure what it is, you probably like what I do.
Like Ariel
So, yeah.
from The Little Mermaid as a warlock.
Everything.
Yeah, sometimes I do Disney for some reason. Yeah, follow me on TikTok. TikTok, it's like really, really helping me be like annoyingly modest, but not at all. Because like I'm almost 150k followers, and that's super cool. So yeah, go follow me there and leave a comment, but don't be a dick, because I'm so tired of this like Pokemon boomers that I don't know what I mean. I don't care about that much about Pokemon. I'm sorry. I like the art. That's it.
If
That's my thing.
if you don't get too big and you leave us all behind with your TikTok fame.
Oh no, I like Wednesday games too much.
Do you ever get like a brain deal or something on TikTok? I don't know how it works there.
It's weird.
Influencer.
Yeah. You're free to spread the word on here during the plugs if you want. Like if someone's like sponsor or influence our toothpaste or video
Raid
game
Shadow
controller.
Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends. NordVPN.
NordVPN.
You ever
No, that's
tired of
it.
not being able to watch your favorite anime
Also-
on Netflix?
Fucking Christ. So
Not
on. This
sponsored,
is
by the
this
way,
is a
not
side tangent. Kev absolutely tries to crowbar NordVPN every time I say I can't get HBO. He's like, just get Nord. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking pay HBO because they don't want to come to Canada. Fuck HBO. I'll just pirate their shit.
Yeah.
In theory.
Not saying you
Allegedly.
would, but some people would instead pirate, right? Some people would pirate it instead of paying for the Hulu, right?
Totally.
You're not saying you do, but some people
I don't
might.
condone pirating of anything unless
Oh.
it's my character being a pirate.
Absolutely.
In any case,
Callie's
Actually,
dying.
I think that's a good transition. We'll go to Vex. What do you got going?
I'm Vex. As Callie said, you can find me on Fracture Moon D&D every other Tuesday and Thursday on opposite. So like last week or the next week. And on this week, unfortunately, we won't be running due to Hera being in I believe Hera is going to be in another country this week
Ooh.
for work, but not my country, unfortunately. But
got excited.
Yeah, I know, right? Unfortunately, not Canada. But so we probably won't be running this week, but stay tuned. It's apparently we finished our first season of Hera's game, and we're on to like our second season. So come check that out. Come check out. If you watched last week's episode of Aya's game on Thursday, you got to hear Callie sing. To which I promptly threatened to cause an international incident if we got sued, which I hope we do because it'll be funny. So come check out my game where I threatened to beat up Jimmy Buffett if he sues me.
James Buffett, please don't sue my friend.
Okay. Dr. River, do you got any plugs or anything to say? We're close.
Nothing I can really think of. Tonight's healings were brought to you by Nord Shadow Legends.
Go to nordshadowlegends.com/don't kill me please.
No, /stop dying.
Get 25% on your next one. Anyway, so thank you everyone for watching. We're not sponsored by anything. I already said that, but I just need to confirm that. And we'll see you all next Wednesday. Bye.
Good night.